Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes or More with the Script Mentor. I'm the Script Mentor and your host, Gino Scala. Today we're going to, this is number 182, by the way, and today we're going to dive right into it because we have a lot of things to cover. First, we're going to go over the results of last week's poll question. The question was, screenwriters, who was the first person you should look for once you've completed the last draft of your screenplay? And the options were an agent to help you sell it, a consultant to give you notes, or a literary manager for your career. And the correct answer was a consultant to give you notes. And 66% of you, out of the 76 votes, selected correctly. 16% said an agent to help you sell it, and 18% suggested a literary manager. Now, those other options are down the road, but if you recall my saying, the number one mistake that screenwriters make is that they market themselves and their projects way too early. When you're done with your 15th draft and you believe that's the best you can do, then send it to someone who knows more than you and can give you an honest opinion. A screenwriting consultant, a screenwriting service, a professional screenwriter, a director friend, a producer friend. Send it to your Rocketeers. Remember your cheers, your peers, and your Rocketeers? Send it to your Rocketeers. And send it to more than one, because you're going to get mixed opinions. But over 3 to 5 opinions, you're going to see some of the same suggestions, complaints, mistakes pointed out. Those are the things you need to concentrate on. Okay? Now, Chuck Hussmeyer, my good friend and produced screenwriter, came up with probably the best response of them all, and that was the first person he seeks out after completing a screenplay is a bartender. And that's brilliant. And I appreciate his levity on something for that, because it is true. But I don't leave the house, so I work on the side as a bartender, except it's at home. So that is today's the responses to. Oh, let's go through some of the. Speaking of responses, one writer goes by the name of Cypher. This is a tough one for me to answer. My goal is to not send anything out or seek representation until I have 3 industry-ready scripts. So that's a good idea, but make sure you get feedback on those. Even when you completed 3, and you're ready to go out there and market yourself and these scripts, wait and, get some feedback. You never know. They could be 3 really awful scripts. I know probably not from you that it's going to be that way, but Daniel writes, when I finish my screenplay, I send out about 100 query letters to agents. Well, I just have to ask one question. How's that working out? You should never be querying agents at this point in your career. He lists himself as a game designer and an environment artist. So it doesn't say produce screenwriter or anything of that nature. So I'm assuming his career is on the upswing and new. So Amber writes, you can go directly to production companies that could potentially make your movie or TV show and get pitch meetings set up. Yes, that would be after you get some feedback. Okay? Now, I know everyone's hesitant to send it out for feedback. Again, you're going to get a wide variety of feedback. That's why pretty much the more the the merrier in this case, because you will see a common thread, several common threads through all the feedbacks. And yes, feedbacks do cost money. Everything in this industry costs money. That's part of the weeding out process. It's like becoming a baseball player. You don't excel baseball in high school and then go to college and excel in baseball in college and then get drafted. It's not that easy. I learned the hard way through my son. Each step along the way, there are camps, there are meetings, there are travel teams and so forth, and individual lessons and training, physical training, hitting, fielding, pitching training. And it is probably the cost of a college tuition each and every year starting in high school. If you and your child, in this case my son, believe there's a future to it. And he had a very, very strong future in baseball. In fact, his teammate was the 17th draft in his year's draft. Okay. And he signed for something like $3.5 million with the Texas Rangers. So, I mean, he was playing with, and there were many, many stories, but he went to the Pittsburgh Pirates camp. He went to the Marlins camp, and he was, it all cost money, and we all sacrificed. So that time, if this is your career, if this is what you want to do, there comes a time when you're going to have to open the wallet and shell out some money if you're going to do this. You could do it without it, but it's a much, much harder road on a road that's already hard. Okay, so that'll do it for that. Now we'll go to the question for today from a screenwriter named Ron. It's a great question, actually. Should a screenwriter copyright their screenplay, or is a WGA registration enough? Well, it's a great question, Ron, and I just recently kind of changed my opinion on this. I used to believe that a WGA registration was sufficient. It was $25 or $20. You get a little certificate, and you can do it as many times as you want under the same title or same product as many times as you change it. However, the WGA only protects your written material for 5 years. The U.S. copyright is $45, a few dollars more, and under certain criteria it may be $65, but it's generally $45 for us. And it will protect you for the life of the writer, 120 years. Not many of us are expected to live beyond that. I know I look good at 113, but I don't know about making 120. And this is, the lifetime of the writer. But more importantly, if you can prove that your screenplay was stolen, which many believe is a prevalent action out there, then, and U.S. copyright agrees with you, they will foot the bill for an attorney, a federal attorney, because this is a federal crime, and or pay for your attorney. So that is the advantage to using a copyright. So from this point forward, I'd like to see you guys copyright your screenplay and sit back and never worry about it again. All right? So that'll do it for today's 182 as we talk about the poll question and how to register your written screenplay or novel. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me at my email, Gino.Scala at thescriptmentor.com. And we have a lot of interesting and exciting things in line coming forward. I hope you liked yesterday's interview with Chuck Husmeyer. It's the first of many, many interviews we have lined up. We're going to try to do one a week, but it depends on scheduling, etc. And if you know or want to be know someone who you'd like to see interviewed or want to be interviewed yourself, drop me a line. We can talk about it. Okay? So that'll do it. And that'll do it with 5 minutes or more with the Script Mentor, number 182. And we hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.